सानौ भुनक्तु स वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ अथ श्रीमन्महाभारतान्तर्गत विदुरनीतिशास्त्रमथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। What a beautiful text, this Mahabharatam. And in that, the Vidura Neethi. Everything is a gem. And why not spend time in gathering all these knowledges, informations? Then sort it out, shorten the list by understanding and knowing what is most important. Though everything is most important, but at different occasions. At this moment of our life, what are the Neethi Vakyas, Dharma Vakyas, or the inspiring Vakyas or Shlokas important for me? If this exercise is done and take the inspiration and guidance from them, our life becomes better in performance. Always never expect in the result. The result always depends on performance. Always the understanding should, attitude, attention should be only in the performance. Performance can never be perfect without the information and preparation. So first get the information, get prepare, and then when we perform, you need not worry at all. The result will be always spectacular. So Vidura Bhagavan is teaching all these techniques to us through Dhritarashtra. Now in the third chapter, 52 shloka, Shri Mangalat Prabhavati Pragalvyat. Yesterday we saw Jara Rupam Harati. Old age takes away the Rupa. Dhairyam Asha. The too much of Asha takes away the Dhairyam. Mrutyuhu Pranan. The death takes away our life. Dharma Charyam Asuya. If we are too much of Asuya Yukta, feeling jealous or with others and not happy, all Dharma we drop. Then Krodha Shriyam. All the wealth of good quality is gone by the Krodham. Shila Manarya Seva. The serving of undeserving, useless fellows destroys our character. Hriyam Kamaha, the Kamana takes away the Lajja in us, which is a beauty actual. Having that Lajja or that Hri. Gone, Sarvameva Abhimana was important. A person of arrogance is lost with all these above said good qualities. An arrogant fellow never follow these values. He just makes whatever the way he want to live life, उसी को value मानता है. Like the Abhimana of the Ravanasura. You will never listen to the Vibhishana's teaching, the Malyavan's teaching, the Mandodari's teaching. Oh, सुनेगा नहीं किसी का, विश्वरस का नहीं सुनेंगे ना, कुबेर का सुनेंगे. Abhimana, like Vali also. Abhimana. The Tara told him, is Rama that side, careful. He doesn't listen. कौन है मेरे को बोलने वाला? That is not a big problem. So we saw yesterday, Sarvam Harate Abhimanaha. Clear? Now this shloka. Shri Mangalat Prabhavati Pragalvyat Sampravardhate Dakshyat Kurute Moolam Samyamat Pratitishthati. The topic under discussion is the wealth. How the wealth is earned, how it is developed, when it is deeply rooted, and how it is maintained. The four aspects of Shri. That can be the Dhana Sampada for those who consider wealth means money. So those who values ko dhan mante hain, unko value Sampada. And those who consider the Jnanam as Sampada, for them Shri means Jnanam. So Jnana Sampada, Guna Sampada, Bahar ka Dhana Sampada. These are all three Shris. In all those three cases, these are the processes. One, Mangalat Prabhavati. The beginning of arrival of wealth is only by the Mangala Shubhaprada Karya, an auspicious undertakings, righteous undertakings. You start earning the wealth. If you don't act and if you act negatively, whatever wealth, that also goes away. Therefore, the righteous action is the beginning of earning the wealth. Whether dhana, whether guna, it is jnana. Then pragalvyat sampravardate. So with intellection, with maturity, with proper planning and thinking, it can be developed. Pravardhate. Little money, where to invest? Where is the place where honestly, but in shorter time, wealth can be increased? And what is the hard work I have to do day in and day out? All this thinking is called pragalbya. With that, that Sri becomes pravardate. Sampravardate, it grows. Thereafter, dakshatu kurute moolam. Then the property which comes to us and developed, it has to be invested in such places that for the long time, eternal time, it gets rooted to support. The huge investments, intelligent investments, which are yielding consistent outputs or outcomes, they are called as daksham. Because of that, the moolam it happens. This is what was taught by elders, earlier people. Therefore, the Moola Rupena Nirantara Dhana Prabaha is happening in that generation. They did some dakshata. They have kept with their capacity, they did such type of action. The for continuous generations, the scarcity of wealth is not there. Those who don't have dakshata, those people will end whatever the wealth they have, and they cannot uh, find out those techniques or means by which the wealth is survived for the next generation. अपने टाइम में मौज किया बट अगले जनरेशन की वेल्थ रखा ही नहीं. His own generation, that means he has no daksha. In his own time also he lost. But a person with dakshata, when he has seen the first two, little wealth I earned and little with intelligence I improved, he goes to third level of establishing it. So that rigorously, continuously the wealth is being generated. So it's called a मूलम कुरुते. मूलम कुरुते मतलब उस धन का ऐसा उपयोग करके एक मूल बनाएगा, रूट, जहाँ से निरंतर धन प्रवाह चल रहा है, उसका कोई कमी नहीं है. Like in case of that guna sampada or jnana sampada, dakshat moolam kurute means what? That person with his capacity regularly goes to the satsangas where this guna or jnana are given. That's called your dakshata. Or at your own home, you keep on studying the books to maintain that dhana of the jnana, dhana of the guna. Mainly the dhana of the guna by continuously studying the life histories of the great people of the world. Thousands of them are there. Unless we read their life stories, the guna sampada will continuously not be with us. कितने हजारों, इसलिए इतने bulkiness of the Purana. Why so many Puranas Vyasji wrote, Exovat? So that you get so many example stories for you to be on the path of Sadgunas. So that is how the Gunadana Sampada with Dakshata can be made into the Moola, roots. Fourth one is what? Ki Samyamat Pratitishthati. When we do the Samyam of Dehendriya Manobuddhi and in a regulation, the earned wealth is being spent, then Pratitishthati, you are Pratishtita in that wealth. Lavishly, if you spending, how much your money you have, it is lost. That's the biggest problem in inability to manage the salaries by the youngsters. The 20,000 महीने कमाने वाले को 2,000 बच रहे, 2 लाख कमाने वाले, by the third week only his money is over, he is using the credit cards. What is the problem with him? Samyamat Pratitishthati, he is not learning. And the people, Dakshat na kurte moolam, they are those who do the moolam of the kurte moolam Dakshat, out of their salary of 40,000, 5,000 they put for some investments. Because when you buy some plot, something जो भी आपके मन, then your wealth is intact there. नहीं तो खर्च हो जाएगा वो. So Srir Mangalat Bhavati means with good study and interview getting a job. Pragalpyat Sampravardate means what? By the departmental exams, getting promotion and more position and more salary. Dakshat Kurte Mula means what? Investing the earning wealth in such a place that even after retirement, the wealth is always for you. Then Samyamat Pratishtati means even after retirement, the spending of the wealth is done decently without extra kharcha. That's called as Samyama. Okay, इसलिए पैसे करके आप कुछ भी करो, हैव मनी सो लेट मी ट्रैवल इन फ्लाइट्स एंड ऑल, इवन नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, मर खर्चा हो जाता है. It's not necessary because I have a lot of money, I keep on spending. Once in a while you enjoy, okay, you have money. But ज़्यादातर बचा के रखना है. That's intelligence. That is also leads to next level of spiritual sadhana, where we rise above the money and the matter, by the way. But these are the Mangalat Prabhavati, Pragalvyat Sampravartate, then Dakshat Mulam Kurute, Samyamat Pratitishthati. So every one of them are important in their own place. Now, Ashtau Gunaha Purusham Deepayanti, Prajna cha Kaulyam cha Damashrutam cha Parakramascha Bahubhashita cha Danam Yatha Shakti Krutagnata cha. So Ashtau Gunaha Purusham Deepayanti. So these are the 8 qualities which make that person Deepayanti, Prakashamana. And where is the Prakasha? There our vision goes. So he becomes Deepayanti means he becomes famous outside, satisfied inside with these 8 Sadgunas. Deepayanti. How the people are becoming Deepayanti, famous in the world. Truly famous. अष्टगुणा पुरुषम दीपयंती. 8 गुण रहे तो आप फेमस हो जाएंगे. कोई करने की जरूरत नहीं, खुद का आपका पता, सबको पता ही चलेगा. अरे इनसाइड आल्सो यू कैन फील. सी वन थिंग यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, द जॉय ऑफ आई हैव डन समथिंग एंड आई हैव अचीव्ड समथिंग इज ऑलवेज इंपॉर्टेंट. डू वी हैव दैट जॉय राइट नाउ? Joy of doing and joy of achieving. Like I'm doing this class and I'm achieving it. Some 2 slokas are understood. That is the greatest thing. Throughout life, we have to be in this. So that is called Deepayanti. My life was not wasted. That should be every day. This day of mine is not wasted. I have done maximum what I could do. Not a justification again. If I say this sentence now, it's only justification. Otherwise, only we do 6 classes and little upasana. बाकी समय वो पूरा सद्विनियोग करना. देन कहना रात में आज का मेरा दिन सद्विनियोग हुआ. दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रदीपनम, दीपयंती. Feeling that joy inside me. कि out of 24 hours, all 24 hours I use, including those 4-5 hours of sleep, the remaining 18-19 hours, देखो the list of the outer and inner things done. That's called दीपयंती. मजा आएगा कि नहीं जिंदगी में से हर दिन हमारा इस तरह का प्लानिंग, एग्जीक्यूशन, अचीवमेंट में हो रहा है तो. So these are the 8 qualities for a person that way to feel fulfillment and also make others also inspired or benefit others. What are they? Ashtaguna Purusham Deepayanti explained. 8 are the qualities which make the person famous. Now Prajna. First of all, theoretical and practical knowledge. Don't go to Prajna means Prajnanam Brahma, Brahma Jnana. Yeah, the Prajna means pakka theoretical knowledge along with its practical applications. In whichever the field. So this Deepayanti is in his own particular field and Deepayanti in general in life. And in general Deepayanti, it is only Prajna is equal to Brahma Jnana. Other than Deepayanti, for that Prajna means if you're a lawyer, the lawyer Prajna. If you're a doctor, the doctor Prajna. What is the latest medication, latest treatment, latest diagnosis? That's called like the Prajna. That is the first step there. Deepayanti for him in his profession. So professional Deepanam, Adhyatmik Deepanam. First is Prajna, that sort of Prajna. Theoretical, practical knowledge. Second, Kaulyam. Kaulyam means the group of people to whom you belong to. It is Kula. Kula means clan. Kosi clan. There are 2 things. The clan of birth. Second is clan of association. Like by birth, we don't belong to Gurudev. But association we belong to. So that associational clan also empowers, inspires us. Positive or negative depending where you are associated. The earlier primary one is the clan to which Kula you belong. That Kula Samskara, Kula Vasana are behind us. Therefore, the second reason for our Deepanam is Kaulyam. Now, as it is said, about Kaulyam, we have no choice. If you are born there. But any Kula we are born, there are some good qualities. If you can adopt them, you are getting benefit from that Kula. And as we define modernly, Kula means the groups, the associations. Your Deepanam depends on which Kula you have joined. The group of everywhere there are groups are there. Good groups are there, bad groups are there, efficient groups are there, miserable groups are there, crying groups are there, misusing the funds groups are there, creating funds and great achievements are achieved, such groups are there in every field. तो आप अपने फील्ड के अनुसार उस स्कूल में ज्वाइन हो जाना. This is the second reason for Deepanam. Kaulyam. If we join with a good noble profession in a group of a corrupt people, then I'll be misguided by them only. इसलिए कौल्यम को आपको देखना है. So prajna cha kaulyam cha. Third one is damaha. Always dama is important. The control of our 10 of the indriyas. Damaha. Then shrutam cha. The updation of the knowledge is called shrutam. So I am telling about the Deepanam in any of the profession. I am not specifically saying here the profession is spiritual unfoldment, though that's our subject. So in your spiritual pursuit, if you want to become Deepanam, in your own professional pursuit, if you want to become Deepanam, means famous and successful and contributor, etc. These are the 8 gunas. So first is Prajna, second is Kaulyam, third is Damaha, fourth is Shruti, fifth one is Parakrama. Parakram is unhesitating initiative and jumping into activity. Para actually Shatru. Akram is attack karna. So Parakram is Shatru ka dava bolna. Here Shatru means what? Taking initiative and doing. Don't hesitating. Don't getting afraid about it. कोई काम करो फेल हो जाए तो होने दो. कुछ तो सीख रहा है ना. जैसे that intelligent banda said, though I failed in many attempts, one success was I understood in what way if it isn't, it becomes failure. That is what is my understanding or success. देखो, that is why in scientific investigation there is no failure. Every failure is a success only because that failure proved that if this way you do, it becomes fail. Therefore, nobody will do in that way. Therefore, it's an achievement only. Intelligent thought. It is a success only when through failure you understood that this is the way if you go, if we get failure. Therefore, there is no failure at all there. So now next one is Parakramaha. Parakrama is not worried about success or failure, taking initiative and jumping. ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, देना पड़ता है उसको इम्पोर्टेंस. इफ वो इनिशिएटिव नहीं लेते ना, वी कैन नेवर गेट इनटू द ग्रेटर एक्टिविटीज. द नेक्स्ट वन इज अबहुभाषिता च. Abahubhashita means focus on the practical work. Don't talk too much about theory also and too much about discussion also. An achiever is a performer, not only mere talker. That's what Abahubhashita is added as one of the 8 qualities. And then it has so many intricacies. I am tempted to discuss about all that, but I am restraining, keeping the time in mind. In our wisdom also we speak to the people, then they become jealous and they pull us down. Abahubhashita. We shouldn't like yesterday or day before yesterday. It is so funny, only when you think you understand the funniness it is. For whatever reason, they reduce the security for the VIPs. Then how can you announce it so publicly and put a poster of it? कि हमने security कम किया. It is prompting the enemies, etc., to take some action to take those revenges, no? तो इतना तुरंत फैल गया कि सिक्योरिटी कम कर दी, आकर उनको डिशुम कर दिया बंदे को. That is बहुभाषिता. You should not talk some things. कितना चाहिए उतना ही बोलना. कम बोलो तो काम नहीं बनता, ज्यादा बोलो भी तो नहीं बनता, अननेसेसरी बोलो तो कभी नहीं बनता. That is abahubhashita. This is a big subject. It can be spoken for hours together. Because why I am not speaking? Because again it becomes bahubhashita. Then the 7th one is dhanam yatha shaktihi. Whatever you have according to not buddhi but shakti, keep doing dhanam. When you give dhanam, people become themselves generous. They also create and they give dhanam. Then doing and gaining and giving becomes an order of the world. दाता ज्यादा होना चाहिए इस जगत में. इतने दाता लोग हो जाए कि लेने वाला कोई ना रहे. That is a sign of prosperity. There are 0 datas. That is a prosperity. Not that so many datas are there. मतलब so many beggars also are there. Then only इनका काम चलता है. Therefore, dhanam yatha shakti. Then krutagnata cha. The 8th one is whoever have helped us in our success, It's our job duty to extend that gratitude, at least vocally. Then, in whatever the way you can reciprocate it, it is nothing like. These eight gunas make a person Deepayanti. So, Prajna, understood? The theoretical wisdom and practical applicability. Kaulyam, the belongingness of the group. Damaha, discipline of the senses. Shrutam, updating knowledge. Parakramaha, ready to take initiative. Abahuvashita, not wasting time in unnecessary talks, blabbering. Then Danam, ability to share whatever you have with others. Kritagnata, always in mood of gratitude that so many are contributing for my success. This is how. Now, having enumerated them, very interesting point. Vidura with so much of pain. He is telling this. He says, Etan gunan stata mahanubhava eko guna samsrete prasahya raja yada satkurute manusyam sarvan gunan esha guno vibhat. Such eight gunas, be attentive, either not allowed to come out or suppressed. If Raja does some wrong thing, what is the wrong thing that Raja can do? When the Raja becomes Satkurute Manusyam, when he gives undue importance to an undeserving fellow, that leads to the suppression of all these divine eight qualities. This is said by Vidura to Dhritarashtra. What he says? You and your children have all these eight gunas potential. But one Durguna you have, because of which all these eight became suppressed. What is that one guna? You have valued a stupid fellow beyond limit, and you are taking all his advices, and because of which all these eight gunas are not coming out. And who is that fellow? None other than the Karna. तुम लोग sold out हो गए कर्ण को, as if of attachment, that his talks only are following, because of which all the eight sadgunas are going away. Therefore, more important than having these eight gunas of Deepanam is having or not having a person which inspires us in the eight gunas or demoralized in these eight gunas. लेके आप रेगुलर क्लास को आ रहे हो, इसके साथ आपके बंदे कौन है दोस्त जो आपको एंकरेज कर रहे हैं कि क्लास जाने को, या खींच रहे हैं पीछे. If you hold on to one fellow who demoralizes you, then he will have all his logic to tell you या क्या अटेंड करते हो, सुन चुके हो ना, पढ़ लेंगे, कल पढ़ेंगे, बाहर बाद में पढ़ेंगे. In this way, that fellow will remove all your good qualities of being regular, being sincere, being devotional and to Gurudev or the Guru Tattva and Guru Parampara and commitment to the Shastras. All those things you will lose because you have given value to any person. कोई बात नहीं चलेगा, इतना ही कहेगा. It can be your own wife also, your own husband, your own children. Children go, Mama, how many long years you listen to Swami say, hey, boring thing. And you also feel like, yeah, it was boring only, then gone. Karna has misguided Duryodhana so much. So for some, he has got one good quality of dana, it's okay. But Bevakuf, you should have explained to know, if he's a matured person, he should know what is dharma and adharma. He was always in talking opposite only to Bhishma and Drona. यहाँ तक प्रतिज्ञा की जब तक भीष्म होंगे हम युद्ध में आएंगे ही नहीं. So that brought such a loss to the Kauravas. No? If both of them fought together, they could have defeated Pandavas. But his ego was so strong. I'll not come. So after 10 days only, the Karna comes to the Yuddha. Gamandi. Not a good thing is because one Dana Guna is a great person. He is the one gave all wretched ideas to Duryodhana, including that of insulting Draupadi. It was Karna's advice. So you have given shelter to him, you gave him a big position, and then you have started valuing his words, and his words have become valuable to you more than the words of me, the Vidura, or even Bhagavan Krishna or Bhishma Drona. अब क्या करें, तुमको दीपनम कहाँ होगा? You will not be appreciated by the people. You will always be told as a person misguided by Karna and misguided Duryodhana adi. Clear? इस तरह से कहते हैं. Now, there is now set of 8 qualities. They say, among 8, 4 will follow you, 4 you have to chase them. अष्टौ नुपेमानि मनुष्यलोके स्वर्गस्य लोकस्य निदर्शनानि चत्वारि येषामन्ववेतानि सद्भिः चत्वारि चैषामनुयान्ति सन्तः. So, Nupa is O Raja, Dhritarashtra, Ashtau imani manushaloke swargasya lokasya nidarshanani. The things which take us to the Swarga, these 8 things in the Loka. Chatvaresha manvavetyat ni sadbhihi. 4 are the ones which follow the Satpurushas easily. But Chatvaris esha manuyanti santaha. Among the remaining the 4, the person has to pursue. 4 अपने आप आ जाते हैं कम महीने से, 4 आएंगे नहीं, you have to go behind them. What are those 8 beautiful qualities? Tomorrow we will see. Om Sarvam Sriman Narayana Arpanam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, we have to have another 2 more classes, so it should be enough. Hari Om.